Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Harmon Talk. I am your host, Dr. Shirley, and I am here with my handsome husband, Jerome, once again.
Hello, everyone.
We missed you on the last episode, so it's
Uh,
good to have you back.
it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
We wanted to thank everyone for joining us again for Harmon Talk. Please, if you get an opportunity, like us or follow us and subscribe to Harmon Talk on whatever platform you are using. And also, if you would like, you can email us at drshirley@harmontalk.com. We would love to hear from you. Today, we're going to do things a little different. We're going to shake things up just a little bit. We have an exercise that we want to include the listeners on. The exercise is geared towards helping everyone to live your best life. So in this exercise, it may not be something that you can actually do if you're on the road. It may be something that you may have to go back when you have a little bit of time. So go back and listen to the podcast again. What it is that we have a couple of questions that we want you to answer. And it may be something that you have to think about. Now, this is not a pop quiz, so we don't want you to think that you got to sit down and answer these questions quick and in a hurry. The first question is, what are the 5 things that you currently love about your life that makes you happy, that makes you smile, that gives you that happy, warm, and fuzzy feeling? And it could be almost anything. It could be personal. It can be professional. It can be spiritual. It can be material. But 5 things that bring you joy currently in your life that makes you happy. And then on the flip side of that, what are the 5 things that makes you sad, that makes you unhappy, that gives you that knot in the pit of your stomach that just won't go away? And so 5 of those things. Now, I understand that you may have more than 5, but we're going to just try to limit it to 5 for right now. But while you're working it on your own, if you come up with more than 5, then that is fine. And then there's one other question. What is the one thing that you would love to do that you have never done? And what we have done, we have actually gone through and we have come up with our own list, and we have not discussed this list with each other. And so we actually have done this exercise ourselves. So we're not just putting something there out to you and say, go ahead, try this. This is something that we have done as well. And so we're going to go through and discuss some of our answers. We may not have the opportunity to go through and discuss everything on our list, but we are going to talk about it so that we can give you an idea of what those things are that makes us happy and that also makes us pause because we may be a little sad at times. So, my love, I think we're going to start with you. If you would, please, give us one of your likes, something that you truly enjoy about your life.
Okay. Well, I guess I have to go in first and give honor to God and the way his grace and mercy that he shows me. So I have to thank him for, my life, health, and strength, and a reasonable portion of the activities of my limbs and everything, because I do have a little arthritis and stuff going on. But I thank him for my good life and my health and strength to allow me to do the things that I do. So with that being said, the one thing that I like about my life is being able to share it with you. I enjoy the smiles that are on your face, and I enjoy the things that make you happy. So I guess the number one thing on my list of likes is being able to share my life with you. And then number two, are our boys, our young men. I am super proud of them and what they have going on. And also, I don't know if I want to sum it all up, with either you and the boys and the grandbabies and everything. It's I just enjoy spending time with you guys. Um, so I can sum it up. I could break it down like that, or I can separate it.
I like it. I
Um,
like it. I like it like that because it's amazing. Because on my top five, definitely, I put family.
okay, okay,
and
family, yeah,
and when we say family, definitely our immediate family.
yeah,
You, the boys, the grandchildren, all of that
yeah,
that is definitely the number one family. And also my extended family, our
exactly.
extended family.
That's where I was going next. Actually, was our friends and our other loved ones, friends and people that we consider family. They feel like family,
Yeah, may
you
not be
know.
blood, but family is not always just about blood.
Right. Our extended family, our friends and associates and everything. We have had the privilege of being involved with some very, very nice people.
Right.
So yeah, thank God for keeping all of us safe and in good health, and then allowing us to be able to spend time together um, is actually really,
It's a blessing.
yeah,
It
it's
is
a
a blessing.
blessing.
And
Yeah.
with siblings, I did want to mention that, I come from a large family. You come from a large family. I speak to at least one of my siblings every day.
As do I.
Yes.
As do I.
And so
Yes.
family is definitely important to us. I think sometimes we may take it for granted because we have so much family involvement, and then it's hard to imagine when there are people that don't have a lot of family. I saw something on TikTok that was saying that it's hard to imagine that there are some people out here in the world with just one or two cousins.
Yeah.
and and that just caught me by surprise because we don't know that experience.
Right.
We don't. We have always been surrounded by a lot of family. I remember being a little girl and I was never home by myself. I have never walked into my home and there was not someone there. So I don't know that feeling of loneliness. I do remember that once I got grown and got my own house and everybody would come to visit, and I just loved it. And then when everybody left, it was just, oh my gosh, it's so quiet around here.
Yeah.
So yes, family. Family is definitely one of the things that is definitely on my top priorities that I love about my life and
Right.
that I would not change whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
And then if I want to take it a little different, I will go to, I guess, materialistic. I want to talk about my home, or you can say your house, but I can say my house is my home. Not a big house, not a fancy house. But when you think about where we came from, now we came from very, very modest means.
Yes.
So the running joke is we were poor, not poor, not POOR, but just just PO, because we could not afford that other O and the R.
Right.
So we were just poor.
Yeah.
And so to be able to sometimes to sit in my living room and to look at the high ceilings and just be able to be at peace, it's a blessing.
It is indeed.
It's a blessing. And my boys have the hard time believing that all of my siblings and I, we lived in this little small house with one bathroom. It just shocks them that we had one bathroom. But we managed.
Yes.
And so now to see where we come from, it's a blessing.
Yeah. So one thing that I'm feeling right now, that's that's going really well, is my job. Like I know I said earlier, I was living my dream,
Right.
and I'm still tickled pink about it. I man, I'm in such a really good place, man. That God has allowed me to get here, and I questioned it. You know, why did it take so long? And I realized that I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for this job that I have right now. Um, my mindset. I am. I'm not slow, but I'm patient.
That's what we'll call
I'm more. I'm much more patient, man. You know, and then I have a driving job. So and then I don't and I'm so relaxed. It's like I'm in the Matrix, man. You know when Neo got the feeling it and he was seeing things and he was moving and everything. I'm seeing drivers coming down the road hunched over their steering wheel, like clenching it, like with tight fists. I'm like, dude, relax. Where you going? You know. So I sit there and I see a lot of things, and I'm not in a hurry, and I can wait on those people that pull out in front of you, or they have to go and they want to get in front of this slow moving truck, which my truck is not really slow, but I can actually pace myself now where I'm not in a hurry. None of those deliveries are so important that I got to pull out in front of somebody or cut somebody off or anything like that. As then I think that, and then the big thing is you see these people that they brake check the semi. They pull out in front of it and they put on brakes. And or they're coming up alongside of me and they're trying to get that I don't know, they're trying to force me over. And I be like, back in the day, I'd be like, okay, you want to challenge, you want to play chicken with a semi? Okay, come on. But now I'm like praying for them, like, Lord, I have mercy on them because they don't know what they're doing. And I will slow my pace or move over or whatever. I will make the adjustment to keep from having an accident.
Definitely.
And I don't think I was ready for that years ago.
I have definitely seen the growth. I mean, really,
Yeah.
and not just with the job itself, but just the growth in you, and like you say, the patience, and just a calmness.
Yeah, I'm not slow now.
No, not slow, but there's a calmness. It's like you're at peace with who you are.
Yes.
And you hear
Yes.
I guess the old cliche, like your soul is at peace.
Yes.
And I definitely see a peace with you now. So I've noticed it. Now, the last thing that I would say, as far as something that I love about my life or that I love about me now, is that I love it those days when I am feeling confident in Shirley Harmon, when I wake up in a good mood, and when I put on my outfit, it's fitting good, my hair is good, and I walk into the office or I walk into a meeting, and it's like I walk with a strut and I walk with a confidence. I love being in that mood.
Yes.
And I am in that mood now more often than what I used to be. And so when we say that you are at peace and a calmness, I have reached a place where my confidence is also at its peak. And I feel good. I feel good about who I am and what I am doing and what I am experiencing now. So there's a lot of good things in our lives that we all should have in our lives, and that it's important that we remember that those things are there. It is truly a blessing. And we can go on and on, I guess, about a lot of the things that we love, because we have a lot of blessings in our lives. So I don't know, was there anything else that you wanted to share right now? I know there's a lot more on your list, and so we do have to go on to the other side of it.
Yeah, well, we can move on and
Okay. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, we got to go to the other side.
oh boy.
We got to go to the other side. So just as there are some good things in our lives, there's also some things that are not so happy at times, things that you dislike. And we also have to admit that a lot of the times, the things that you dislike are some of the things that we focus on more. It's easier to believe the negative stuff. It's easier to focus on those things. Although it is important for you to know that they're there. And so that's why we're going to examine some of those things today. So one thing, I'm going to give you an opportunity again. We started with you. We're going to start with you with this one. What is one of the negative things right now in your life that you want to share with us?
Oh boy, you know what? It's kind of hard to decipher right now because so many things are going well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a change, you know, so many things are going well. However, they may, you know, there's some things, I guess. There's these taxes and these bills, you know, they don't stop coming.
Yeah.
I just, you know, sometimes I just wish that we were in a. I wish that we had maybe started earlier in having knowledge about financial planning,
Yes.
right? That way we would be probably in a little better place, you know, not to say that we're in a bad place. We're in a better place than we've been in a long time. However,
if we had known better, we would have done better.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, I guess I guess that I wish that we had started earlier.
Right.
Because even, you know, for me, it's like, you know, you did over 30 years with the school system, but I guess with me skipping and jumping, I'm probably not ever going to retire from anywhere. I'm just going to have to be tired.
Well, we're going to work on that.
I'm probably not going to retire.
We're going to work on that. I got you.
I'm not going to retire from anywhere, you know?
But hey, you stick with me and we'll get you there. We're going to get you there. So we're not going to claim that one.
But that's one of my things. That's one thing that runs through my mind, you know, every day when the clock goes off, you know,
right.
I'm thinking, you know, man, I guess the woulda, shoulda, coulda,
right,
with those things financially,
right,
and help set us up, to be in a better position. And I guess another thing, you know, we are talking about work too. You know, that's it's not my company, so there are some things that I would do differently. So actually, that's what I'm going to work on is becoming my own entity in the trucking industry, right?
Right.
Because there's some things that I don't agree with, but I have learned in my seasoned age that I that I have to put up with, you know. So there's some dislikes there. Other than that, you know, I don't have a long list of dislikes because I'm doing me, man. I'm feeling good. All you guys around me are doing good, you know. So hey, I'm in a good place.
Okay, that comes with you being seasoned.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to come up with the negatives. So, well, and I can't say that it's not a negative as far as surrounding, I guess, my family life, but it's a negative just in some of the things that I encounter in my life. I truly dislike when I encounter people that are mean and nasty just because you can be. And so that is something that bothers me, that sometimes you can be just as nice and kind and patient to people, but yet they don't give it back. No matter what you do, it's just still negative. And I've had to learn that that's not why you do it.
Right.
You do the right thing because it is the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
And you don't worry about what kind of energy that people are going to give back to you. But I feel sad for them. I feel really just and pray for them because that's got to be an awful existence to carry around so much hate and dislike that you can't just enjoy the simple things.
Right.
Like you tell somebody, hey, I hope you have a great day. And they're like, what's good about it? You know, so I actually just feel sad for those people.
Yeah.
And another one of the things that I have to work on, I guess, as far as, I guess, myself, as far as a dislike, when I talked about the confidence on those days when I feel so confident in who I am, there are those moments when I catch myself slipping. And I catch myself, it's like, okay, I'm down in the dumps and I'm not feeling good. This isn't going right. That's not going right. And I just feel so down sometimes. And I know it's just not me. We all have those days. Yeah. We all have those days when nothing seems to be going right. And so that's one thing that I would love to kind of work on for myself and not dwell in those moments and realize that there is a way out of that. And so, and I have actually learned that and I'm working on that, but there's still times that it happens. And so therefore it is to be expected because nobody is immune. Right. There is always something that is going on in your life that you may not like. Yeah. And so we all have it.
You know, so, and I just wanted to point this out is that, you know, this is it's like a 180 for me because I was that guy.
You were that guy. Yes.
I was that guy that, you know, if I got upset, then that's what that means. I'm upset.
Right.
I'm upset with not only with whatever was upsetting me, I was upset with the entire world.
Right.
And it would take me weeks to get over it.
Sometimes longer.
Sometimes I didn't get over it, you know, but what I had to do, sometimes longer. It really would.
And the reason why I would say that because sometimes we would have an argument and for me the next day I'm done, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then he's still walking around and like mad, not talking. I'm like, you still mad?
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that yesterday. I'm not holding on to that. I done moved on, and he's still mad.
Yes.
So
you know what? And that was something that God had to deliver me from.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily. You know what? I think it actually was. It was more than physical. It was spiritual. It was a spirit, and it's kind of like when the devil sees an opportunity or opening in your life. He jumps in there on it.
Yeah.
He knows our weaknesses. He knows our strength.
Right.
You know, and when we're weak, and it's the opposite of the way God works.
Right.
When we're weak, God is strong.
Right.
He makes us strong. But when we're weak and the devil knows it, he jumps on you full force. True. Right.
True.
So I had to pray about that, and I asked God to deliver me from that because I missed out on so many things, sitting there pouting and sulking about things. You know. I missed out on a lot.
Yeah, we missed you. Good to have you back.
And then you talk about people, you know, and you think, you talk about people being that way, you know, just mean and spiteful and just you know just mad all the time.
Right.
And I used to get mad with them, right? I used to get mad, you know, why you like that, you know, and get upset or whatever. But now I feel sorry for them,
right?
Because I actually know I haven't heard about it. I know that they are missing out on a life that they could be living a whole nother better life. Right. You know, they're missing out on that.
Right. That is so true.
Yeah. So I thank God for delivering me from that because I was a product of it, and it would lead to depression.
Right.
I tell you, it'll lead to depression. So pray about it as if you having feelings like that, please talk to God about it. He'll help you.
Right. Amen. Hey, well, we started with you, so we're going to go with you first for the next one as well.
Okay.
What is one thing, just one, that you have never done that you would like to do?
I would like to take my entire family on a cruise.
Okay.
Both sides.
Okay.
Yours and mine.
Okay.
On a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Or if not a cruise, just a big get together, you know, maybe in the mountains or somewhere spectacular. Somewhere we have spectacular views and stuff like that. And we could just get together and fellowship and love on each other and have a good time.
So it comes back to family.
Family.
Comes
Yes.
back to family.
Yes.
Okay. I like it. Now, mine is a little more simple. I want to learn to swim
Oh my.
and go snorkeling. And I want somebody to actually to teach me how to swim. I know there was a time when you called yourself
No,
teaching me how to swim.
I know you're
that
not-
didn't go well.
I know you're not going there. I know.
You call yourself trying to teach me how to swim. I still don't know how to swim to this day.
I know
So-
you. Dr. Shirley,
Hey, this
I know you're not going there.
I want to learn to swim.
Because we both know why you didn't learn to swim.
Hey, I want to learn to swim. That was back when we were younger, and he called himself trying to teach me how to swim. And so I don't know how to swim to this day. That's a story for another day.
Amen.
That's a story for another
Amen.
day. So we'll have to put another show out to talk about that one. But I would love to learn how to swim and to go snorkeling, to be under the water and to see all the beautiful things that's underneath the ocean, and also just the beauty underneath there. You know, you see it on television.
Yeah.
But I would love to be a part of that. And also just going back to finally learning how to swim.
You keep
So-
you keep putting this emphasis on that statement that somehow or another it was my fault.
It was your fault. It was his fault. I did not learn how to swim. But anyway. Well, the whole purpose behind this activity was to show our listeners and to help our listeners to understand that in life, there are going to be parts of your life that you're going to love and that you're going to enjoy. But then there are also some things that are negative and that you are not going to be happy. It's going to make you sad. But then there's also these new things and experiences that you can do as well. And so during those dark times, when you're having those low moments, when you're not feeling good and you're sad and you're unhappy, we want you to focus back on the good times. Just remember that there is something positive in your life. There's something positive going on. And there's also some future things that can happen in your life. All too often, it's easy to focus on the negative.
Yes.
When it comes to making the list and answering those questions, we only said do 5 things. You may have came up with more. You may have came up with less. But we want you to remember that all of that is a part of your life and it's a part of who you are. But try not to focus so much on the negative, but understand that it is there. But there's also a lot of positive things that you have in your life, especially during those dark times. Focus on some of the good times.
Yes. And I would like to even include, now, this was something that worked for me, and it's very simple. It's been out there for a long, long time. It's the serenity prayer. You pray and you ask the Lord for the courage to change the things that you can change, the strength to handle the things that you can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that was life-changing for me, because there are so many things that I want to change because it's not being done my way. But I had to learn that it wasn't for me to change, right? So I had to have the strength to deal with it. If I can't change it, give me the strength to deal with it. And then the wisdom to know the difference so you don't fight that battle on a daily basis or continuously. You don't fight that battle because you have that level of security, knowing that God got you. He's going to show you what you need to work on, you know. So you work on what you can, and that you have no control over, it's not for you.
Well,
Right.
well said, my love. Well said. I could not have said it better myself.
Yes.
And with that being said, I want to thank our listeners for joining us here today. Thank you, my love.
You're welcome.
It's always a pleasure sitting
Yes.
down and having a discussion with you.
Yeah, we're going to talk about your not learning to swim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need to talk about that. And so to the listeners, we encourage you to like us, follow us, and subscribe to Harmon Talk on whatever platform that you are using. And if you would like to reach out to us directly, please do at Dr. Shirley, DrShirley, Dr. Shirley at harmontalk.com. We would love to hear from you. Remember, we upload every second and fourth Sunday. Thank you so much for listening. See you soon.